Another thing that Angelbeat does is help create risk management frameworks, or RMF. The NIST created one that's widely used. We help document that. This is somewhat analogous to doing weekend disaster recovery checks that no one wants to do, but everyone recognizes it's important. And it's a document that for all the people on this call, Angelbeat can do the work behind the scenes. It's just a comprehensive piece of paper that gets everyone on board in terms of the procedures, the steps to deal with these issues that are obviously complex in healthcare when you're dealing with when you've got all this confidential information, both financial and personal. You have to be very careful about that. The other thing that I found very interesting about what Austin was talking about, you've got this broad overlay of Azure AI Foundry. And then I guess in a hierarchy, you've got different tool sets within that, such as GitHub, such as Copilot Studio. It's very powerful because, as Austin alluded to, many organizations already use some type of automation in a whole slew of applications. Service tickets, employee onboarding, replying to Twitter inquiries, replying to website inquiries. And in this quote-unquote agentic world, we find a lot of organizations are doing this kind of approach. We can help you set that up. We can put you in touch with Austin and his team, because when you're looking at all these standalone automation applications, it then begs the question, okay, can we, instead of using that standalone application, can you replace it with tools that are run right on the same Azure platform? So instead of managing 20 different automation platforms that create costs, you can manage just the Azure Copilot Studio Foundry application that then spins off. But it's a heck of a lot easier to manage when you've got one engine running lots of different agentic applications. We see a lot of organizations looking at that, trying to say, do I keep what I have because it works fine? Do I replace it altogether? Or, as in the case of ServiceNow, SAP, let me get almost a hybrid approach where I want to augment these current tools with Copilot and other solutions. It's a somewhat similar decision-making when people look to go to the cloud. Do I keep my applications running on-prem? Do I run in the cloud? There are pros and cons, and that same mindset is applicable in AI. And the other advantage is, it's like in the case of the cloud, it wasn't like all the network engineers' jobs ended. They just changed because they became more strategic architects. And I think what you're going to find is that instead of having to do a lot of detailed coding analysis, to get back to your point, Mauricio, it's exciting for healthcare IT professionals and professionals everywhere, because now your job is changing and you have to be more strategic and not get caught up racking and stacking servers, doing detailed coding. Instead, you can take advantage of the Copilot Foundry capabilities and be more strategic architects, which, oh, by the way, will not only make you more efficient, but it also gives you time to do the manual oversight, because there are unintended consequences of bad data hallucinations. And then, quite honestly, you have to be careful for bad actors who might have intended consequences, not called hallucinations, but called deepfakes, which are malicious bad content, as opposed to hallucinations, which is non-malicious, but still bad content. So a lot of exciting things.